And I do believe it is time for Harley to say hello to the world. Is it time, Harley? Hello, yes. Hello, world. My name is Harley. Yes, I love you too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting to get a bit of a paranoid sort of experience here because I'm getting more positive feedback on our beautiful new addition to the family, Harley, who's really now fitting right in, aren't you? Hey? Yes, I know. You're really like the center of attention instead of me. Now, come on, who's cuter, ladies and gentlemen, Harley or me? I mean, the choices are obvious. Oh, yes, and you got needle cheek teeth, don't you, little cheeky devil? It is Ian Marsh here, and why am I coming to you with my wonderful little pal? Well, Harley and I, we're great mates, aren't we? So, see, I have Harley, I guess, as my mental absorber, if you like. When things don't go quite right, wouldn't it be really cool for someone to just sit there and listen without you having to pay them $500 an hour while you lie on the lounge and share your woes and deepest, darkest secrets with them? Well, I get to do it for free with my little friend, Harley. So, Harley, say hello to the gang, and please don't hit the wrong button, and I'm going to set you free. See, that's easy for you to earn your dinner, isn't it? All you got to do is sit there and look cute. So I will say farewell, Harley. But, we have deep and meaningful conversations, Harley and I, don't we? I mean, why is it that marketing strategy didn't quite go to plan? Hey, things like, well, if I started following up with them more often, Harley, do you think that might improve my results? Ladies and gentlemen, these are the deep and meaningfuls between Harley and myself. And now that I have now revealed one of my deepest, darkest secrets, which is my little pal, I'm now going to share some more. Ian Marsh coming to you right now with some more street smart insights on how to actually win this game called being an entrepreneur. Running a business, creating a business that is profitable, that can be scalable. Yes, we hear you, Harley. That could be saleable. And stop barking at the light, Harley. and then we want to be able to make sure that it runs in an efficient manner so that whether we're there or not, largely that organisation can run without us, because that is where the real money is. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of things we're going to be kicking off with today. And what I'm going to be covering off on, the main theme tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is really quite an important one. In fact, it is the most important one, in my opinion. And you will see why very shortly. And before we do, though, we need to have our yay for the day. We've got to have that theme song that really signifies the impact of what I want to cover off on. And here we go. Let's see if we've chosen well. That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night now. That's how long I've been on ya. Ladies and gentlemen, how many times have you set a strategy in motion for it not to quite go the way you planned? Well, if you say never, then, I'm guessing you lie about other things as well. Bottom line is, in life, things do not always go to plan. In fact, the majority of the time, a lot of things don't go the way you expect. But if you have the right mindset and the right thought processes, then you find out and you realize that things are happening for a reason. And life happens for you and with you, not against you. But again, I'm going to expand on this later on in this show. So tonight, I actually shot an email out to my list and I said, look, there was a client that I was working with, it was about 3 months ago, and they were really feeling a massive sense of overwhelm. They just did not think that they could fit everything that they needed to fit into their life and into their business so they could succeed. And I get it. Now, this business is successful. I mean, they're making money and doing well, but they've gotten to that point. I don't know how many of you out there are at that point right now where you may have around about 4 or 5 staff. And when you get to sort of that sort of 4 and 5 staff is fairly easy to manage. But then when you get to the sort of 6, 7, and 8 level staff, that's really a tipping point. That's really where you're not quite big enough for your cash flow to be able to handle all of the things that you want to delegate and get handled, but you're not quite small enough not to. So your cash flow is really in that teetering level where you're in that growth phase and things are just a little bit of a struggle. Well, again, these things come before us for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to really expand on this tonight because, again, this is the difference between winners and losers. This is why so many people I see succeed and yet others fail. Now, this client that I was working with around about 3 months ago, well, we're still working together, she was really feeling a massive sense of overwhelm. You know, she was saying, man, you know, I've got to get this online thing happening with my lead generation, and I'm trying different people that say they can get results for me, and I'm doing this Facebook, and then they say I've got to be doing this social media blooming posting every day, and I've got to be sharing what I had for dinner and all of this sort of stuff, and I just don't know how people get the time to do it all because I just can't do it. Who's feeling me here? Are you getting the understanding of it? Well, I feel you because you're not alone. Okay, this is one of the most common things that I see with our students when they first start is that they're trying to keep up with the latest and greatest in social media. They're trying to keep up with the latest regulations from the government. They're trying to keep up with making sure that their staff are doing the jobs that they've been delegated to do. They're trying to get all this sort of stuff that they're trying to do, not to mention, how about let's make a sale? How about let's actually get some money coming to the organisation? And very quickly, if they're not careful, they can let all of these so-called necessary obligations overwhelm them where they just feel that there's not enough time and is it all worth it? And they experience this burnout because, you know, a lot of the times financially, they're not actually hitting the milestones that they were hoping they'd hit. And time-wise, they're actually sacrificing probably their health or their relationships to try to get to that finishing line. So what I want to do is just let you in on a secret. And that is that it's okay. Things work out in the end. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you the same thing that I showed this client who, by the way, now is absolutely you wouldn't say they're the same person. They've had a totally different mindset. And right now, she's wanting more and more. She says, come on, bring it on, baby, bring it on. Tell me what you got because I'm going to nail it. I'm going to show you exactly how we took it from her being at the wit's end and basically saying, look, should I throw this all in, to actually saying, hey, look, I can do this and I can expand internationally and I can, you know, all of these things that are possible. It's quite, there was a transition. There was a major change in her thought processes. And I'm just going to share with you exactly how I did this with her. And then with any luck at all, you may get the same sort of aha that she had. Now, let me just play with my tools here, ladies and gentlemen, and get things moving. So I'm going to be showing you a mind map. I love mind maps. I don't know if any of you use mind maps at all. The one I use is a thing called iBuzan mind map, and it really helps you get your thoughts down on paper. So I'm going to bring this mind map up now. And all of you, get ready. You're about to go, ooh, because you're just going to be so impressed with what we're about to show you. But the takeaway, the outcome from you spending this wonderful 20 or 30 minutes with me tonight is that you're going to be able to have a simple way to recognize what's going on in your world right now and have the ability to fix it. Pretty cool. So stay tuned, get ready, and by the way, let me know if you're loving this information and you're enjoying the knowledge I'm sharing with you. Make sure you're following me so you keep updated and like me, but as well, give me comments. Tell me what you like about what I'm sharing with you and also areas you think you'd like to see me improve. Because, I mean, if you ask me, yes, I might say I'm perfect, but others might have a different idea. So I'd love to hear from you and see how you'd like to see me improve the show. So let us begin, ladies and gentlemen. With any luck, you are seeing my wonderful mind map here, and it all begins with what? The beginning. Yes, that'd be a very good place to start. And the beginning works like this. We hit that, and then we hit the play button. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's $1 million word for you. Success. What is success, and why is it that some people succeed and others don't? Well, I covered off on this. I started to go into this world last week. And the reason why I'm actually doing another episode is because if I cannot help you understand that your thoughts determine where you end up, despite any of the best strategies or marketing ideas or sales skills that I can share with you, then you're never going to get where you want to get to, okay? Now, here's the bottom line. all of us have internal stories, okay? All of us have these thought processes going on in our head, that little that is going to tell us these things that we either choose to believe or not believe. And some of you, just some of you, maybe have internal stories such as, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough clients. Oh gosh, there's no time. I can't get everything done. This is just so hard. Maybe things like, I've got no direction. We just seem to be treading water and I'm just making enough to pay the bills and keep myself in pain. Any of these stories that are going on here that I'm sharing, any of them relating to you in any way? Well, I'm going to ask you another question. Are they really the truth? So in one part of my life that I guess I'm so glad is over with now, I actually started to create, I actually became a Nostradamus, quite honestly, because I not only predicted the future, I made that future come true. You see, the bottom line is we do get what we focus on. And so if you've got these stories going on your head, can you make them true if you want to? Well, I think Henry Ford said, look, whether you're right or wrong, you're right in both cases. Okay, if you think it will work or it won't work, you're right in both cases. Does that make sense? Because you have the ability to change the outcome to a large degree, as long as you know what the outcome is. Now, do you know what the outcome is? Why are you getting out of bed in the morning? Well, let's expand on this, okay? Bottom line is, I want you to understand that your brain is not really your friend. In fact, your brain is there to serve one mission, and that is to protect you, okay? To stop you making stupid mistakes, and in the old days, preventing you getting eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, all right? These days, we don't have to worry so much, all right? There are different saber-toothed tigers out there, and they're called con men, all right? So you must be aware of them. But understand the mission that your brain has. Your brain is set up to protect you from making mistakes. And right through life, most of us are programmed where we are taught that making a mistake is wrong, that things not quite working out the way we planned is wrong. Well, it's not wrong, okay? Failure is not wrong. Failure is how we learn, okay? So you don't really fail. You either win or you learn. Isn't that true? Okay, you didn't start trying to walk and then one day said, shit, that didn't work. I won't try and walk anymore. Of course you didn't say that. Well, what you do need to say to yourself is, well, if I just try and improve my center of balance a bit more and go this way and that way, I might get 3 steps instead of 2 steps. And then I might get 5 steps instead of 3 steps until eventually you were walking, correct? Well, it's exactly the same in business. You need to be mindful of all of that inner voice, that inner chatter that's going on in your head, because this is what happened with that client. They were focusing on the wrong things. Now, understand, you get what you focus on most of the time. Okay, now I'm sure those of you watching this are street smart. You've probably watched Think and Grow Rich. You've read it or you've seen it in some way, shape or form. And if you haven't, or it's been a long time since you have read it, read it again. But the bottom line is what he's saying in there is absolutely true. Earl Nightingale knew what he was talking about. You get what you focus on most of the time. And I'm going to show this to you in a very simple manner. So you can work on, if you want to focus on negative things, well, that's quite easy to do in this day and age. You turn on the radio, what are you going to hear? Death, destruction, rape, mayhem. You turn on the TV, what are you going to hear? Death, destruction, rape, mayhem. Well, how about we go to the newspapers and see what they've got to say? What are you going to see? Death, destruction, rape, mayhem. You see horrible things out there in the media, do you not? And so if your brain is sucking in all of this negative, horrible experiences of businesses failing and the world's going to come to an end and, oh my God, Trump got elected, all of the things that they're telling you in these media, your brain's going to have a very, very negative outlook. And the more you watch it and the more you see it, is it true the more you're going to have a negative outlook and that life sucks? Would that be a pretty fair statement? I'm guessing it would be. Now, you can also choose to focus on the positive. And I guess this was a gene that I got born with, because I always try to look on the bright side of things. And again, I say to all of you, if you're watching this, chances are most of you, I have quite a number of clients overseas, but most of you are living in Australia. And I will say again, best country in the world. We really are blessed. And so if we can focus on how lucky we are and the great things that we do have, then again, we're going to start attracting more of those things into our life. And this is not some weird mumbo-jumbo woo-woo sort of scenario. I'm very mechanical. I like believing in putting in mechanical strategies, mechanical systems, getting a mechanical outcome. However, it all means nothing if we don't get what's going on between your ears working correctly. So let's have a look at this, shall we? I'm going to use my wonderful skill sets again if I can. Am I going to be able to bring up a menu? I'm not. It's not going to work, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to have to hopefully see this come through your video in a clear enough manner. You'll see a cycle that we have here. And this is what we refer to as a negative cycle. See, when you're saying things to yourself such as, oh, look, we're not making any progress here. There's no time. I can't get things done. There's just no use me trying to get ahead. We got no money. There's no money in the bank. This strategy won't work. I can't do that. That's only other people can do it. I can't do it because I'm useless. I can't afford that. I can't afford to learn those skills. I can't afford to buy that self-development training or go to that seminar. I can't afford to invest in that business model. I can't afford to do that marketing. You know, these sorts of things, if you're saying this in your head, and think about it right now, just think about if you are saying these sorts of things in your head, do you think that they're going to become, a self-perpetuating prophecy? How's that for a mouthful? A self-perpetuating prophecy. If you're constantly saying these sorts of things to yourself in your mind, do you think it's reinforcing the fact that you can't do these things? It amazes me when I ask a question of a lot of people, they say, I don't know. Well, just making that statement, I don't know, do you think that's going to help you come up with the answer, or is it going to hinder your brain coming up with the answer? It's amazing. So just be mindful again. The things that are going on in your mind, you can control them, but it does take discipline. You've got to be very, very aware of the thoughts that are going on in your head. And whenever you get thoughts like this going through your head, you don't actually deny them and say, oh, get out. No, I'm not going to let you listen to this thing, and just have nonstop, to and fro going on. What you need to make sure of is that you embrace it, that you say, okay, look, I understand why you're thinking that, but if we look at it this way, then, I think we can get a better outcome. And you have these conversations in your head, and you're going to find that fear and those negative thoughts that are going on in your head start to disappear big time, big time. So again, can you see this reinforcing itself? And if you see that, then have a look at this. If you'd agree with me on this point, then you'll agree with me on this point. Again, same person, just different thought processes. Even though they've got things that may not be going as well as they planned in their life, they say, you know what? I got the best solution on the planet. I know I go above and beyond, that if some client uses our services, they're going to be the luckiest people on the planet because we're going to look after them like nobody else. Our clients get amazing results when they actually use our services. So, of course, they're going to choose us over and above everybody else. And I can do this. I can do this standing on my head. I've done it before. I can do it again. So I just can't believe I was so silly. Now it's time to wake up to myself, and we're going to hook in and make this happen. Now, can you see again, if you got these sorts of thought processes going on in your head, you got a better chance of succeeding? Well, what do you think? Do you think if you've got these sorts of thoughts going on in your head and you're focusing on these things all the time, you got a better chance of success? So, I've got no time, I've got no money, I've got no clients, it won't work, can't afford it. If you're saying those sorts of things to your head, do you think that's going to give you a better chance of success? Or do you think if you focus on these things, if you're really serious and you believe that you have the best solution, you're going to do the best for your clients, you're going to go above and beyond, you can do it, you've done it before, you'll do it again, what's going to give you a better chance to succeed, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, it's logic, isn't it? And yet, even though it's simple and it's logic and it's beyond argument, there is no way that anyone could put an argument to say that I'm wrong here. How many of us fall victim to listening to these sorts of conversations in our heads? Okay, well, I'm going to give you a couple of little steps to take in a second so that we can make sure that this doesn't happen, because you must be mindful. You must be mindful of what's going on in your head. So I was pointing this out to this client, and I was just reminding her of all of the things and asking her, well, tell me, I know that you're having some challenges at the moment and that you haven't seen your family for ages and you've got children and they seem to be growing up without you. I hear that. But tell me about some of the things that have gone right for you, things that you are happy about in the last month. Tell me what has actually worked for you. And very quickly, there were quite a number of positive things that were going on in her world that, you know, if she was just starting out in business again, she'd be pretty excited about these things. She'd be very happy about them. They were big wins for her. And yet she was too busy focusing on the negative things. But once I started to change her focus, and once she started to realize, hey, there's huge opportunities out here. Yes, I am the best. There's no way a competitor can stand up against me toe to toe. I tell you what, it was like a different person. And this is what I want to remind you of, okay? When you got those thoughts going in your head, they can either be true or not true. It's your choice. And I'm here to tell you, it's better to make those negative things disappear. And it doesn't matter how tough things are, only focus on the things that you want in your life. Stay disciplined about it. When those negative things come into your head, just play around with it and say, look, I understand why you're sitting in here, but let's just have a look at a way that this could work for us, can we? And play with it so you get a better outcome happening. I hope this is making sense to you. And I hope you're realizing the importance of where I'm coming from. You see, so many people get this sense of overwhelm because they let this chatter go on in their head continuously and they forget that they actually have control of this chatter. You can actually silence all of those voices in your mind so you can then remember the things that are going to help you get ahead. And by the way, there are not a lot of things. I want you to think now. I'm just going to put a few simple things up here. And I want you to think about your business. And I want you to think about the one area that if you improved it could have more impact on your business over and above any other area that you touched on. Okay, so we refer to it as The One Thing. It was a great book, or it is a great book. I urge you to get it on Amazon. The One Thing. Now, the author, I'm trying to remember, it might be Geller. But just type in The One Thing on Amazon, and I urge you, get that book. It's a great read for you. So The One Thing. Now, I wrote a book as well, The Inconvenient Truth About Business Success. Okay, and there's one thing that prevents most people becoming millionaires or multimillionaires in business, and that is fear and self-doubt. So let's reverse again for a second, if we shall. Go back to here. Have a look here. What are all of these sorts of thoughts? Where do they originate from? Wouldn't they come from a place of fear, of being worried about if you try something, will it work or not? No progress, you're worried about the future. No time, you can't get it done, so what will happen? No money, how am I going to be paying my bills? Can you see how they're all coming from a place of fear? Okay. However, if you come over here to this side, I have the best solution. I go above and beyond. Clients love our results. I can do it. These come from a place of appreciation of the skills you've developed, of the things that you've done. And if you focus on appreciating the things that you're doing and the things you can do, you are going to have a far better world and a better life. So let's come back to The One Thing. Now, there is one thing that if you focus on it, it's going to have a bigger effect and a bigger impact on your business than any other thing you can think of. So what is that one thing? Well, it varies for different types of individuals and different businesses, but I'm going to give you a few examples now. Have you got pen and paper? Okay, because I just want to take a couple of notes. So if you haven't got pen and paper, just grab pen and paper right now. I'll count to 3 because you're going to want to do this exercise. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Bottom line, the core of where we're coming from here is we're talking about fear and self-doubt. This is the one thing that prevents people either winning or losing. This is the thing that prevents people from succeeding in life, is this fear and self-doubt. I know many of you probably have heard this. I know many of you have probably acknowledged this mentally, but are you acknowledging it internally? Is fear preventing you from doing what you know you should be doing? Well, let's just go through this little exercise, shall we? Let's just say one of these 3 areas are affecting your business. And if you could improve these, then the rest of your business is going to fly. Maybe you don't have enough lead generation coming into your business. Okay, so write down what is the one thing? Is it lead generation? Or is it sales? If you've got more sales because you've got leads coming in but they're not converting well enough. Or Is it the profitability in your systems because you're very disorganized, things are going left, right, and center, your efficiency's down the tubes, and you're not making the profits you should be making in your business? There might be one other thing that I haven't put down here. They're the three core things. So now what I want you to do is, rather than start saying, oh, I can't get leads, or I can't get sales, or I don't make enough money, or there isn't enough time, what I want you to do is just change your thought process. Just suspend disbelief for a moment for me, just for a minute, and I want you to do this exercise. I want you just to think about maybe 3 things that you could do right now that could increase leads in your business. Are there old prospects out there that you could be calling right now and getting on the telephone? Are there simple strategies that you could put into maybe a direct mail campaign? What about if you went to a function in an area where people do business with you, with people that have your clients, an association, and you could network? Are there 3 things? Just write down 3 things that you could do right now from a lead generation perspective that could actually get a result and improve that one thing in your business. I know you can think about it right now. And maybe if you just did a simple letterbox drop, for example, took an action of that sort. Isn't it better doing something rather than nothing and just sitting there moping and saying, I don't have enough leads, I'm going to go broke, I'll just go and watch TV and get depressed? Isn't it better trying something? Because chances are, when you take that action and you try something, it could work. So here's 3 for you right now again. So how about we do a simple Facebook campaign and drive traffic to your site perhaps? Or how about we ring, and this is the easiest thing, anyone that you've done business with in the past, you've already built trust and they're already appreciating the efforts you put in the past. I bet you there's business waiting there for you right now if you just got on the phone and rang them. Okay. I don't know. You tell me. Letterbox drop, geographical. There's 3 simple ideas right now that could get you leads. So you see, there are things you can do to generate more leads in your business, are there not? All right. So now let's talk about sales. All right. So maybe you're not getting enough conversions. Maybe your sales aren't good enough. Well, okay. Well, what are 3 things we might be able to do here? So instead of focusing on, oh, we're not getting enough sales, life sucks, nobody wants to buy my stuff. I've got to be careful not to swear, because if I swear, Facebook will not allow me to boost this, and then people won't get to see these wonderful street smart words of wisdom. So even though I have been known to make the occasional, let's just say, G-rated swear word, I will try my best to withhold it, because I actually like boosting. So what about sales? What are 3 things you could do to improve your sales? Have you got a good follow-up system? Did you know that it takes 9 touches now before someone starts to make a buying decision? Yes, that's right. 9 different ways to connect with someone before they're actually ready to say yes. Oh my goodness. So maybe you put a follow-up system in. How about you do some sales training? When was the last sales training that you did? When was the last structured sales training that you took part in or had your staff take part in? Do you think that people are just naturally born as salespeople? Well, if you do, you're wrong, because even though maybe some people are maybe slightly slanted that way, sales is a science, okay? It's not an art, it's really a science. And if you make sure that you just conduct the core fundamental mechanical processes, then chances are you're going to get a very, very, very improved result in your sales. So what sales training are you doing? If you spent 1 hour a week training your team, even if you're not a master of sales yourself, guess what? The simple act of you observing and connecting with your team and setting targets for them is going to improve the results. I promise you that. Okay. So there's 2 things. Firstly, how about a follow-up? Secondly, how about doing some sales training? And thirdly, I don't know, what can you do to make a sale? How about you just remove any risk of them doing business with you? How about you come up with a kick-ass, I hope that's not a swear word, it's not a swear word, Facebook, a kick-ass guarantee. Something that's going to make them sit up and say, wow, well, where's the risk in me doing business with you? How about you do those 3 things? You're getting the idea. Now we're focusing on solutions that we're going to put into action, all right? So you don't need to be a world-class consultant that's studied and done massive things to come up with these great ideas. These are just fairly simple, common sense things you can put into business. And what about profitability in systems? Well, how about you just simply take a job card, take 10 jobs, have a look at them, and start looking at the amount of hours that have been done on them. Start having a look at what is expected of your crew. How much percentage is being spent on your labour, on your cost of goods? Is it really where it should be? Or are people having a bit of a lend of you? When was the last time you checked your job cards? I don't know. What about your quotes? What about your insurances? When was the last time you got 3 quotes? When was the last time you went to your suppliers and said, hey, guys, I've been dealing with you for years. Could you reckon you could knock 5% off the buying price for me, because it means so much to me, and even though I've been with you for years, there's another organisation that's happy to do that for me, but I want to stay loyal to you. Let them tell you no. So if you just did a few of those things in your business right now, do you think there'd be an impact? Of course there would, okay? Because we're focusing on the law of appreciation, the law of attraction. We're focusing on the things that we want, okay? Not the things that we don't want. And by the way, that was just my phone telling me that I should be having another glass of water right now. And it's also probably reminding me that I have now been sharing my thoughts with you for 30 minutes, guys. Am I doing a good job? Well, hopefully I'll know if you're back again next week. So right now, what I've been doing is brain therapy. I've been sharing my thoughts with you. This is something that I've had to keep reinforcing. By the way, do I have to keep reinforcing it in my own life and in my own business today, as I did 5-10 years ago when I started learning these things? Of course I do. You cannot get slack in this area. You can easily get off target and start getting influenced by the negative things in life. So again, ladies and gentlemen, let's recap. I'd love you to put your comments down below what the biggest ahas are that you've gotten from tonight. And put them on the Facebook, like me, and also follow me. Make sure you follow me so that I know I'm doing a good job. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I can improve. And I also have a gift for you. And I'm going to do a quick side shoe shuffle here, and I'm going to share my screen with you again, because this is a valuable gift, especially if you haven't seen me before. This will help you greatly. You see, all of us, and I mean all of us, go through certain journeys in life, and they have to learn these lessons painfully. And so where I'm coming from here is I want to help you learn those lessons faster than I did. So I have a gift for you. It's a valuable gift. And the way that you claim that gift is you go to the Facebook page and see where it says learn more. I'm hoping you can see it. I'll just double check that you are seeing this. There we go. I think you are. If you go to learn more, or even if you go down here where it says learn more, you're going to be able to click, and you're going to be able to go and get a very valuable gift. It is a gift that's helped many, many individuals out there become quite successful. Where are we? Up the top here. It's going to take you to this page. You're going, what is Ian showing me here? It's going to take you to this page. And at this page, you can actually get a gift from me. Now, this gift has cost some serious dough for me to send out to you, believe me. I don't get out of this for under probably close to $100, this gift. But what I send out to you is a copy of my latest book, The Inconvenient Truth About Business Success. And in there, I share strategies with you. I do deal with the mind and with you getting over the fear factor, because that is the biggest challenge I have with clients, is their own self-belief, the self-doubt. And so I want you to understand you are as good as anybody else. There is no one out there that has a God-given right to anything more than you do. It's just that they're willing to put more effort in and put more focus in to the things that they want to get it. And you can do exactly the same thing. What I do share with you are all the strategies and the ideas and the tactics that I put in place to build my 5 multi-million-dollar companies. And I share with you how I managed to, if you like, outmaneuver and get a disproportionate share of the available market, whatever niche I was in at the time. And here, there's an invitation to one of my workshops when I do a workshop. Now, that's valued at $997. This is not a made-up number. That's what my students pay me to share a room with me, the lucky devils. And there is also a certificate. It's a gift probably far more valuable than everything else. And that's where I'm happy to have a conversation with you if you're serious about your success, and have a consult with you. You use that certificate and it shows you how to do that. And I'll see what you're up to, what you're wanting to achieve. Just use that certificate. Now, normally it'd cost $500 for you to have a conversation with me, but I am looking for the right people that are serious people that really want to hit some home runs. And so I'm happy to have a chat to you for a limited time and see what I can do to help. And again, in here, there's a It's got case studies. It's got examples of people that are now making more money in a month than they used to make all year. How cool is that? There's actually real examples of people actually succeeding instead of it just being all hot air. So that's what I do. It's the amazing free gift. All I ask is that you contribute a small amount, which is, I ask it for around about $15, which doesn't even cover the postage and handling, but it does go towards it. So if you're serious about improving your results, ladies and gentlemen, put your details in. It'll take you there, and I'd love to help you. So I think we're done, guys. Remember, like me, tell me what you loved about the show. Give me the biggest takeaways that you got from what I've shared with you. These insights, when they were shared with me many years ago, really helped me accelerate the results that I got in my companies. Because I am just like you. We all put our trousers on one leg at a time, ladies and gentlemen. And so I want you to remember, it doesn't matter if they're the most famous guru on the planet or whether they're just starting out in business, they all experience self-doubt. And it's just as easy for you to focus on why something won't work as it is for you to focus on something why it will work. So isn't it far better to focus on why it will work? Roll your sleeves up, make it happen. Remember, what does not kill you makes you stronger. So in the mighty words of the famous Kanye again, I am going to see you all out with some nice tunes. See you later, ladies and gentlemen. It's been fun. Woo!
Let's get lost tonight. You could be my black cake moth tonight. Play secretary on the ball tonight. You don't give a fuck what they offer, right? Awesome, the Christian and Christian Dior. Damn, they don't make them like this anymore. I ask, cause I'm not sure. Do anybody make real shit anymore? Bow in the presence of greatness. Cause right now, that